Holy cow, how is it already 2019? Hey you guys, this is Marissa and welcome back to my channel, The Budgeting Wife, where we talk about budgeting tips that will help you win with money. And yes, today is my very first video of 2019. So welcome, Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a great start to 2019. And I also hope that you have your budget ready for January. What I love about a new year is that it gives you a fresh start to your finances, to your life. It gives you the opportunity to work on something, to work towards a goal. And so I love the fresh start that comes with a new year as an encouragement to keep making yourself better. So today we're talking all about healthy money habits that you can start in 2019. This is your opportunity to better your finances and better your life by taking control of your money. But before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new and not yet subscribed. And with that, here are 6 healthy money habits for you to start in 2019. The first healthy money habit to start is to create a budget. And obviously my channel is about budgeting, titled The Budgeting Wife, but I love a budget. My phrase is always that a budget gives you permission to spend, and that is so true. And I love using a budget because you get to tell your money where to go rather than sitting around and wondering where it went. So make it your goal this year to create a budget every single month. Remember that a budget will take about 3 months for you to get in the groove of. So don't get discouraged if you're in March and not feeling super confident still in your budgeting skills. So just start and make progress every single month with your budget. If you're interested in getting a budget template, I actually have an Etsy shop where I have budget templates and you can get them for $5. I have a zero-based budget there, which is what we use every single month for our budget. So if you don't want to worry about the hassle of setting up an Excel document and worrying about all of the formulas, I have all of those pre-populated for you. You can get it on my Etsy shop for $5. I'll go ahead and leave a link to it down below. But just start with a budget, whether that's Excel, paper, an app. Just get started, create a budget, and tell your money where to go. This is the year that you get to control your finances, and that all begins with a budget. The second healthy money habit to start this year is paying off debt. So if you have some debt hanging around, now is the year to take control of that and begin to pay it off. Jacob and I have now been debt-free for over a year. We paid off all of our debt end of 2017, and it has felt so good to be debt-free, free from student loans, car payments, credit cards, all those sorts of things. So this year, make it your game plan to work on paying off as much debt as you can. So take all of your debts, add them all up, and come up with your game plan of how you're going to pay them off. Whether you use the debt snowball or the debt avalanche, there's so many methods to paying off debt, which we can talk about later, but just begin to pay off debt. And if in 2019 you won't be exactly debt-free, that's okay. It's great that you're making progress on paying off your debt. So if you don't expect to be debt-free until 2020 or 2021, that's totally fine. Just make 2019 the year that you really tackle your debt. The third healthy money habit to start this year is savings. And this type of savings that I'm talking about is short-term or emergency savings. So Jacob and I finished saving for an emergency fund in 2018, and we saved $10,000. So this is going to cover any sort of unexpected huge emergency that comes up in our lives, but we do not want to touch it unless it is truly an emergency. So if you feel like you can't fully cover an emergency right now, work on saving for an emergency fund. If you are a Dave Ramsey follower, Dave talks about in baby step 1, the very first thing you do before paying off debt is to save $1,000 in an emergency fund, and then later down the road when you're debt free, you'll work on beefing up that emergency fund to be fully funded like what we have right now. So if you don't feel confident in your savings, work on saving for an emergency fund. Also, look at saving for other things that you know are coming up with a sinking fund. A sinking fund is a way for you to save for something that you know is expected and coming up. And so what you do is you take the total cost that you expect to spend and divide it by how many months until you anticipate the expense, and you save that amount every single month in a sinking fund. So therefore, when it becomes time for you to make the purchase or spend the money, you have it all set aside and you don't have to worry about it. So think through the things that you plan to spend money on in 2019. If you know that you're going to need a new roof in 2019 or maybe a new water heater, look at saving for that with a sinking fund. The fourth healthy money habit to start in 2019 is to start saving for retirement. Saving is such a great habit to get into, and I am a huge fan of saving for retirement. There are many employers who do a retirement match, so with maybe a 401k or a 403b, check in with your employer and see if they offer any sort of retirement plan. And with many companies, this means that you put in a certain percentage and the company will match either the entire thing or half or some sort of amount. So it's a great program to take advantage of. And so look into that for 2019, seeing what retirement goals you are wanting to reach and how you can begin to save for them now. The fifth smart money habit to start in 2019 is to adopt a minimalist mindset. As I'm sitting in this room that I'm filming in right now, I'm not gonna lie you guys, it's kind of a disaster, but you just can't see it because it's all behind the camera. But we have just realized that we have so much stuff and things that we don't use, we never see, so we are currently working on purging it all. So that's why this room is kind of a disaster. But I feel like in 2018, I have totally adopted the mindset of being more minimalistic, where we really don't need a whole lot of things. And honestly, having too many things just feels like clutter, and it honestly just gives me anxiety. So this year, make it your goal to spend money on things that you truly need, and don't just spend money for the sake of spending money and buying things that are just going to clutter up your space or that you are going to be sending to Goodwill next year. So this means that you should be thinking through every single purchase that you make and deciding if it's something that is truly going to add value to your life or if it's simply just going to become clutter and end up in the back of your closet by the end of next December. And hey, if you sell some things in 2019, you can add that extra money to paying off debt or saving for that emergency fund. It's a win-win. And the sixth healthy money habit to start in 2019 is to put money towards things that are actually important to you. I like to view money as a resource that we can use to demonstrate the things that are important to us. Many people say that a dollar is like giving someone your vote, and so I think that it's so important that we spend money on things that are truly important to us. So think through yours and your family's motto and what goals that you're trying to work on as a family. Think about what's important to you and then use your budget to demonstrate that. So if you and your household value family time, then maybe you should be spending more of your money on things that go for the entire family. Maybe a little bit more money on a couple of family outings or family vacations. But if your family more values education, then maybe you're wanting to spend more money on taking your kids to a private school or some sort of other method of education. So think through what you truly value as a family unit and as a household and put money towards things that are truly important and of value to you. Which this also means that you're probably going to have to cut out other things that maybe aren't super important to you that you're probably spending money on. So that is all I have for you guys today for this video of the 6 healthy money habits that you should start in 2019. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new. I'm excited for everything that's happening in 2019, so I'd love to have you as part of my YouTube family. And also leave me a comment down below and let me know what is one healthy money habit that you are wanting to either start or improve this year. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.